This is the Mariners POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Seattle Mariners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
The Mariners don't play normal baseball games.
Nope.
It's just against their policy, I guess. Man, lots to talk about today. I asked Chris Crawford right before we went live, who managed a worse baseball game, Will Venable or Dan Wilson? And I swear they were just trying to one-up each other for the entire game. Because there were some extremely questionable decisions from Dan Wilson. Yes, hindsight is 2020. We're going to talk about bunting, as we always do when it happens, as the registered bunt hater of 2025, Anderson Hurst right here. Chris Crawford, you are mostly on the side of the bunt hater group as well. But yeah, it's just, but then putting on Mitch Garver to get to Dom Canzone, I do not understand that whatsoever. But hey, we'll take it. That's why the White Sox are the White Sox. White Sox are going to White Sox, So Mariners win this one, and they complete the sweep of the Chicago White Sox. What is that? 6 of their last 7 games they have won. That's pretty dang good. And that's a W4 in the column in their streak. And I believe the Astros play later tonight, or are they today?
I think they have the day off. It's a really light schedule today.
Okay, so the Mariners are now 1.5 games back of the AL West, which is huge. You are more than within striking distance. Mariners POSTCAST here. We're going to talk about the sweep. We're going to talk about Dom Canzone. We're going to talk about Logan Gilbert, just throwing out another 2025 version of a Logan Gilbert start. But Chris Crawford, what are your thoughts?
So I have a lot of them real quick.
Okay.
First of all, thank you for hosting for me yesterday. I was
no problem at all.
Miserable day. So my buddy Anders coming through and helping me out there was big. Number 2, I saw Brian, you asked if we were taking a pee, why it took us so long. I have to thank Anders because a little behind the scenes, we have to set up a bunch of stuff here. I got almost every single thing wrong. So Anders had to fix all of the things that I did wrong there. So thanks again for that, Anders. Number 3, I might have to retire this shirt. It's a really good shirt, but it kind of looks like I am the whitest person in the world, and I am just not wearing one. Yeah. And that's not a great look for me. Let's just. This was a bizarre baseball game. It was a game that you kind of felt like the Mariners had control of it, from the get-go, partially because who was pitching on both sides. And that's all due respect to Shane Smith, who pitched a good game today. And then it felt like the White Sox had a lot of control of this game, in part because of self-inflicted wounds. Self-inflicted wounds, to be sure. This is a great win. It doesn't look pretty, but these are the type of games that you look back on and you say, oh, they won that one. Yeah. That's how they get to 10 games over 500. That's how they're only a game and a half back of the division. That's how they're now 3 full games ahead of Texas, and you have the tiebreaker. You got to be feeling great about that. This was a good win. It also could have a massive loss that we have to talk about as well, because Josh Naylor leaving this game is bad. It's really, really bad. And we saw the Seattle Mariner depth today. What's the opposite of come through, right? Like, get locked in your house is basically what the bench of the Seattle Mariners did today. But they get the job done. And you have a chance now. This has been an excellent homestand. You have a chance to make it a superb homestand with these 3 games coming up.
Yeah, I'm debating whether I want to do Logan Gilbert or the Josh Naylor injury first. We'll start with the start, and then we'll get into the Naylor injury in a second. Logan Gilbert just seems like another 2025 Logan Gilbert start where he looks excellent for, 4 innings. And then for some reason, his efficiency just isn't there, and he can barely get through 5.
Yeah.
And the way this bullpen is right now, you need him to get through more than that, man. And I get it. He's a victim of his own expectations, right? Mm-hmm. If you look at, mostly what he's done over the past month, it's been pretty good. But I need more from him. I'm just sorry. I'm just going to say that right now. I need more from him. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong in terms of the quantity. you need more Logan Gilbert quantity. The quality was great today. Now, I will say the one thing that for Logan Gilbert was, and it seems like his start was 3 hours ago, so I don't remember as much.
It's so hard, yeah.
You know, I will say the command wasn't there. He walks 3, he throws the wild pitch as well. It wasn't his best in terms of command. The stuff was really good, but I want to see more efficiency, right? I want to see him not, because if he doesn't issue those 3 free passes, we're talking about at least 6 innings, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about a 6-inning game, and that matters here because the Mariners were relying on the very back of that bullpen at the very, very end of it, right? And we talked about this recently with someone else, like that you have to be able to get through these 6-inning starts. And, you know, Gilbert talked about it himself, that there's just not that ground ball pitch, right? He doesn't have that. That's not how his arsenal's built. It's swing and miss stuff. It also helps, as Godspeed brings up here, and Godspeed to the Chicago White Sox fan, by the way. He took advantage of a terrible lineup. He took advantage of a terrible baseball lineup. The 2 guys that end up scoring runs for the White Sox today are Brooks Baldwin and Michael Taylor Jr. We just need more efficiency. It's that simple. If he is more efficient, then we'll start seeing those 7 innings. He still has not gone 7 innings since the very first start of the season. So the stuff's great. The results will work, right? 5 innings of 1-run baseball will work. But we want to see Logan Gilbert get a little deeper.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's not much more than that. It's not like there's any major, is he still injured signs? No, it's just, I expect more from him. That's just it. And especially like the way his bullpen is built right now, you saw how much that can have an effect on you, right? Mm-hmm. If he goes 1 more inning, you're looking at a little bit more better situation for your bullpen to come in. So yeah, I almost feel like he hasn't gone 6+. Like he hasn't gone into the 7th inning very much either. I
think he went 6 1/3, and there was the big. I'm going to look at that and make sure. Yeah, he went 6 1/3 and had the 10 strikeouts against Milwaukee, and I think they probably could have let him keep going, but they're being super careful with that guy, which I get. I get that you got to be careful with a guy who is coming off the type of injury that he has.
Yeah.
But if the Seattle Mariners are going to go deep into the postseason, I think Logan Gilbert has to start going deeper into games.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And you can say the same about George Kirby. Same kind of similar sort of start last night as well. So yeah, it's just those 2 are who I'm looking at in terms of starting pitching. Let's get into the kind of the bigger story before extra innings, and that's Josh Naylor leaving this game. It sucks. It sucks big time because he, not just for what he does, like when he's at bat, it's more you see later in this game what this lineup looks like with even just one less like dude in it. Mm-hmm. You start relying on guys like Dylan Moore, Miles Mastrobuoni, Mitch Garver, and it's like that's what this lineup used to look like for a long period of this season. And it was great when you didn't have to do that, when you had the 1 through 9 of, Josh Naylor being healthy. And now with question marks of whether that's going to be a long-term injury, it doesn't look good. Usually when, and I asked you, do you think this is going to be a long-term thing? When it happened, when you have that wincing pain and on a swing, kind of a non-contact sort of situation, that's not a good sign. So, I'm not excited to hear about the prognosis. Hopefully I get proven wrong, but what are your thoughts on the Naylor injury?
Oh, it could be devastating, and we'll find out, right? Like we're scouring the social media. I'm watching the Mariner reports, and I'll turn the volume up and I'll mute my microphone if I see Dan Wilson talking to see exactly what happened. But it's either back or oblique, and hashtag not a doctor, but typically those are IL stint stuff. That's typically what happens here. And even just a week without Josh Naylor, the way he's been playing the sport of baseball is just bad. It's bad. And the issue here is that your guy that you're putting on at first base, what did you tell me Donovan Solano's last at bat was before
May 26th?
July
26th. Sorry. I don't know.
So it was over 2 weeks of sitting on the bench chilling.
Yeah.
And he looked awful in his very one at bat. So you don't want to go too crazy, but at the same time, what a big difference it is. The whole thing is that you have this lengthened lineup, right? And on top of that, what Josh Naylor's done with the steals is so big. Like that ability to get that extra base. I love my triple B stealing bases, but it's also just about the fact that like you're getting guys into runners in scoring position. You're making pitchers think now. You have to pay attention to Josh Naylor now. I really hope this is short term. I will be surprised if this is not an IL stint thing and it weakens the lineup considerably. But again, we will be sure and stay tuned for Ty and Colby tomorrow. I'm sure they will have a bunch of stuff on whatever happens, what their replacements should be. But Donovan Solano probably can't be your starting first baseman. Let me just say this right now. If Ben Williamson is healthy, that's something you got to think about for the move up, right? And moving somebody to first base, right? Like maybe having Polanco. They're saying Naylor is day-to-day with shoulder soreness.
Where are you seeing this?
I'm seeing it from a couple of people.
Yeah, okay.
They're saying he's day-to-day right now. So that's good. That's good. People lie about injuries all the time. I'm not trying to besmirch good news here, but here's hoping that's all it is. If it's just soreness, then he gets a couple days off and you have him back in the lineup. So pray that is what Josh Naylor has. Yeah, and
I'm biting my tongue to say what I want to say here, but I'm going to say it. It prolongs what should be happening, and that's DFAing Dylan Moore.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't now. You just can't, because unfortunately the versatility that not so great baseball player right now gives you is something that they're not going to get rid of, right? That's just not going to happen. I really do feel bad for Dylan Moore because I've never seen anything quite like this. Like I've never seen a player have success that he did for half a season become this terrible.
Yeah.
For over half of his season now. Well over it. Not well over it, but over it. This is bad. This is really bad. Just real quick to get into it, we'll talk about the bullpen and all of that stuff. The bench today was abhorrent. Just awful. Like Miles Mastrobuoni gets the bunt down, and Josh Rojas apparently wants to give one more favor to the Seattle Mariners with a just atrocious throw. Thanks, Joshy.
Thank you.
It was awful today. And taking out a player like Naylor, who I'm guessing is not going to be available Friday and probably not Saturday either, right? I almost guarantee he's going to go in for testing. That's not good. It's not good. The depth is being tested for sure.
Yeah, tough situation in terms of the roster for the Mariners. I just think this is exactly, you saw like where we were the last week or so after the trade deadline. That's the ceiling of this roster, right? And when everyone is firing and everyone's healthy, that's what it looks like. When one person is removed from that, you saw the massive difference that it makes. Sure. It's a complete domino effect throughout the rest of the lineup, and you're having to rely on guys that should not be relied on. I'm sorry, they should not. So yeah, it's a little frustrating. Let's not get too down in the weeds of the negativity, though. The Mariners did just sweep the Chicago White Sox, believe it or not. Yeah. There are some positives from this game. Let's get into those right after we give some love to a couple of our sponsors. Sound good, Chris Crawford?
Sounds wonderful.
All right, we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks, the daily fantasy platform that lets you turn your football predictions into real rewards. Preseason is already heating up, and college football isn't far behind. It's the perfect time to lock in your season-long more or less picks for the 25 football season, all before week 1 kicks off.
Whether you've got your eye on big-name quarterbacks or breakout running backs, PrizePicks makes it easy to get in the game. It's fun because you can do long shot stuff. If you really want to bet on preseason football, then go ahead and do it with PrizePicks, right? Because there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. It helps you pay attention to different players too, right? Like you're getting a chance to see some of these guys like, are we going to see Jalen Milroe play for the Seahawks a bunch tonight? Are we going to get to see Damian Martinez? Maybe you're making bets on that and you're hoping that they do well. hoping that they make the roster. It's a fun little connection.
Download the PrizePicks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. PrizePicks, run your game. We've all been there, logging on early and waiting forever for concert tickets to go on sale, only to lose your spot for a show you've been dying to see. Lady Gaga tonight at Climate Pledge Arena. I wish I could have gone. Live music should be about making memories, not dealing with the stress of ticket shopping. That's where Gametime comes in.
Never took you as a monster. I like it.
Yeah.
Gametime makes getting concert tickets faster and easier than ever. Prices actually drop as it gets closer to showtime, and you can save up to 60% off with their killer last-minute deals. Let's say you are a monster, but you don't know how many monsters want to come with you, how many people want to watch the preseason football game, how many people are going to see a movie, how many people just don't want to spend the money. Well, you get who you want to get to the game or to the concert, excuse me. You have everybody show up, you order from Gametime, and it's actually going to save you money doing that. Thank you, Gametime.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can be games or concerts. That's Gametime does both.
Games or times.
Absolutely. Games or times. That's a good point. Take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets and show tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Let me get rid of that Gametime. Let's break down a little bit. I'm going to start in the 8th inning because that's where it's 2-2. I believe they get the home run in the 8th, the top of the 8th.
No, they get the home run in the top of the 7th.
Okay, yes.
Real quick, Carlos Vargas, high leverage. Nope, no more. Absolutely not. No. Carlos Vargas can't pitch in high leverage situations. I'm sorry. It can't happen. He's just not good enough. He's just not good enough. And look, Caleb Ferguson wasn't great. He doesn't give up any runs. And a good job by Carlos Vargas to get that out. Should have been it. 7th inning, 8th inning, 9th inning. That's reserved for your big boys. That's reserved for your high leverage guys. Carlos Vargas can't be that. He cannot be that. Dan Wilson made a lot of mistakes today. That is one of them, using Carlos Vargas in a high leverage situation. It can't happen.
Yep, and they end up tying the game on that home run to make it 2-2. Quick shout out to Randy Arozarena. Dope home run. He gets his 23rd, I think.
So.
And that ties his career high. Good for him. So I agree with you, Shane. Or Shanae, excuse me. Vargas went up by 5 or down by 5, either one.
Sure.
At least for that situation. But let's go to the 8th inning because the Mariners threaten, and it's a 2-2 tie game in this situation. And I just I don't know what to make of this, so I'm going to just kind of leave it up to you. I'm just going to run through the sequence here. We got leadoff Cal Raleigh walk.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then Julio singles. So you got first and second, nobody out. Then you pinch hit Cole Young for Donovan Solano.
Right.
Okay. Then Cole Young sacrifice bunts to move Cal to third, Julio to second. Then you pinch run Miles Mastrobuoni for Cal Raleigh with 1 out, second and third, and Eugenio Suarez coming up to the plate. He strikes out. They intentionally walk Jorge Polanco, and then they get Garver to strike out, ending the threat for the Mariners in the 8th inning. What are your thoughts?
So I didn't hate in fact, I liked the decision for Young to hit for Solano, by the way.
Yes.
I thought that was absolutely the right call. And I didn't really hate because it was the bottom of the 8th inning playing for 1 run there. I didn't really hate that decision.
So you're talking about the sack bunt.
The sack bunt.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about that decision, and I'll tell you, in real time, my thought was, oh, well, now they're going to intentionally walk Suarez, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to want to pitch to Polanco, which, we feel pretty confident in Polanco right now. So I like that. But what I also, and I mentioned it to Anders, I was thinking in my head about the potential intentional walk. But what I said was, boy, the only thing about a sack bunt here is when you have a guy that strikes out as much as Suarez, it's risky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did Suarez do? He strikes out. Okay. That's not my favorite. The decision to pinch run Mastrobuoni for rally is incompetent. What are you doing? Like, it's a runner on third. It's not like Cal Raleigh is like a -6 on the 2080 scale for running. He's not fast. He can get home.
Yeah.
And then you lose his bat for the rest of that game. And I'm sorry, even if Cal Raleigh isn't hitting like the MVP candidate anymore, I want him hitting more than Miles frickin' Mastrobuoni. Okay. I don't think that's a hot take. I don't think that's a hot take whatsoever. I just don't get some of the decisions Wilson makes there. If you're pinch running there because there's a runner on second base and you want to get that guy home on a single, sure. That's totally understandable. When he's got to go 90 feet, he can get 90 feet, right? We saw a guy who was not that much faster than Cal Raleigh score on the final play of the game, right? Yeah. On a run from second base.
If not, probably on the same speed.
Cal can certainly get there. Mastrobuoni can score on a ground ball. Someone says, so can Cal Raleigh, right? Like, Mastrobuoni's faster. Cool. Mastrobuoni is also not so fast that you want to take away one of your best. And here's the other thing. What if Mitch Garver would have gotten hurt? What are you doing then? Who's catching? You have Miles Mastrobuoni catch then too? So you're taking a risk. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I hated that decision.
Yeah.
I hated that decision.
It's funny because I mentioned to you in the moment, like you thought, oh, he's on second. Okay.
That's right. 100%. Yeah. And so I didn't even think anything of it. But then when I saw Mastrobuoni leading off of third base, I just don't get it. I don't get it. The time I would do that is if you're planning to lay one down, like if you're going to be doing a safety squeeze or something like that. Sure. Yeah. Then you really do want that faster guy there. It just doesn't make any sense. It's a failure in process. And oh boy, was it a failure in result as well.
Yeah, if you get first and second, nobody out, you should be scoring a run, like, period. And this is a situation where you see the Mariners with their current lineup construction before the Naylor injury. They would be able to do that, I think, in more often than not. I also think that tells you that right now, Polanco's a better hitter than Suarez. And I love Eugenio Suarez. Probably my favorite Mariner of all time. But it's both a good thing for Polanco that they have that much fear in him that they're willing to put him on base in that situation, and he's in the zone right now. Suarez is not exactly, lighting it up since he's come to Seattle.
Sure. No, it's been a struggle. I will give him a ton of credit. We'll talk about Dom Canzone in a second, but scoring that run, like I mentioned, that was huge. But I just think he might be trying to do a little too much right now.
Yeah.
I think he might be a little bit in his head. And also, like everyone knows, Eugenio Suarez is a streaky hitter.
Yes.
Right? Like he is a guy, when he's hot, he's hot. When he's not, he's not. And that is because he doesn't put the ball in play all the time, right? Like when you swing and miss a bunch, that you go through these lulls, you go through these issues. At some point, you got to consider making the move for Polanco to hit ahead of him, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just something that you absolutely need to take into consideration. Real quick, just because I don't know if we'll have time to talk about it. I actually think the bullpen pitched pretty well today. I thought that Matt Brash did a nice job. Yep. I thought that the Bizzardo did an excellent job. I still am confused what the hell happened there.
Let's talk about that. The pass ball in the 10th inning. Is it still considered a wild pitch? I don't know if they changed that.
No, it's still a wild pitch. There's 3 Seattle Mariner wild pitches. I can't remember the last time I saw 3 wild pitches. But so it sure looked to me, and Anders and I both had our volume off, that ball hit the
knob.
The knob. It sure looked like it to me. Then they confirmed that it didn't. I don't know how you confirm that for sure. I'd get stands.
I'd be fine if it's called stands.
I'm still confused. And then Mitch Garver's just got to catch that freaking baseball, man. You have to catch that ball.
You're a catcher.
Yeah, catch.
Got to catch.
That's got to happen. I know it had a good amount of movement on it, but if you are behind the plate, you've got to make that play. At the very least, it can't get back past you. It's got to hit in front of you. Like, get in front of it if you're not going to make that catch. That's tough to do on that backside, but That's a play Mitch Garver has to make. It's so crazy. This feels so negative. They won this baseball game.
Yeah, there's so many moments where it's like they should have.
But there were so many. 100%. Seth says that should have been an error on Garver. That should absolutely be a passed ball, right? Like that is the definition of a passed ball to me. Man, it stinks too because Bizzardo pitched outstanding.
He did.
Outstanding. Real quick, the throw from Julio too in that inning to keep the runner from getting to third. That was massive. That was a absolute hose there too. Then you get the big strikeout. The decision to intentionally walk Colson Montgomery, not a favorite of ours either. This was not a great managed game from Dan Wilson whatsoever, which is why it's awesome they win, right? Like those decisions, we want to see him make fewer mistakes as we move forward, right? But thank goodness those mistakes don't end up killing you, right? You end up winning this baseball game. As Trent says right here, at the end of the day, we're 1.5 back and hunting down the Astros because you win this baseball game.
Yes.
A lot of luck involved in it. Who cares? Sometimes luck is better than good. And you know what luck always is? It's preparation meeting opportunity. And you sweep because the preparation there and the opportunity is winning those first two games. Yeah. And then you get this one as well. But boy, there were a lot of mistakes. This was a frustrating baseball game to win. Thank you, Dom.
Yeah, and I want to give a quick shout out to two people. Number one, Andres Munoz looked excellent in the ninth inning. We were a little concerned about him last night. I know you were off, but I was like, all right, so what are the concerns about Munoz right now? Because he did not look great for kind of this third straight time. He ends up getting out of it fine, but today he looked excellent, super sharp. Awesome. And then same with Jackson Kowar, man.
Jackson Kowar did a very nice job today. Gabe Spire was fantastic. Matt Brash, I know he gives up the 2 hits, but I thought his swing and miss stuff was as good as we've seen it. A little lucky on one call behind, but I'm fine with that. I'm fine. I want to see strikeouts from Matt Brash. So I was super excited to see him have those type of results. Even Caleb Ferguson, the only reliever I think pitched poorly today was Vargas. And it's just not a ball that you could to Brooks freaking Baldwin too. Like that's the other thing here. But like outside
and then why is that the first one you're using?
That's the thing. I had no issue with going to Vargas after Ferguson. I probably just would have lifted Ferguson in to finish that inning, to be honest, and then gone Spire, Brash, Munoz, but they had other plans and it worked out. Technically, it did work out, but overall, I thought the bullpen was outstanding tonight.
We kind of buried the lead a little bit. Let's get to the Dom Canzone walk-off. Of course.
Yeah, that's so awesome to see. And again, I don't know why you are intentionally walking Mitch Garver. I don't understand it whatsoever.
I get the lefty-righty stuff.
Sure.
What?
It's very much, if you've seen the Simpsons softball episode where Mr. Burns pinch hits Homer Simpson for Darryl Strawberry because it's a lefty-righty advantage thing. And he goes, yep, I've hit 8 home runs today. Mitch Garver was having a horrible day at the plate, behind the plate and horribly. But man, oh man, the fact that Dom Canzone is even kind of competent against left-handed pitching,
he's been fine. He's been good.
It's huge. It's absolutely huge, and a very nice job on that single. I still have can Dom Canzone keep this up? Right? Can't Dom Canzone, and that's just based on what I've seen from him in the past. I've seen flashes of gold, and I have seen moments where there was a reason the guy went back to AAA, right? There's that reason too.
His highs are high. His lows look awful.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's not a surprising thing because he's a young player. But if you're Jerry DiPoto, they're also this is the reason why I made that trade. Yes. I knew we had something in this guy right here. And, Ryan Bliss has helped, and Josh Rojas helped the Mariners a lot today. So great job in that trade. But I just wonder if Dom Canzone is a guy that you got to consider moving up in the lineup too. Doesn't matter because
especially now with Naylor out.
Now with Naylor out, you absolutely have to hit him higher, right? Yeah. Absolutely. And that was the other thing that I was going to mention. A real quick complaint: why is Mitch Garver hitting ahead of Dom Canzone? Right? I don't understand that at all. So
there seems to be a I don't know whether it's like a comfort factor with Dan Wilson where he's very rigid in his willingness to make kind of even minuscule changes like lineup spots, right?
Mhm.
He wants people to kind of get used to where they're at. And
100%.
sometimes it works out, right? Remember when Polanco was going through his awful stretch in May and June, and we were like, why is he still in there? He kept throwing him in there. And now it's like, okay, I get it. You stuck with him, and now he's kind of coming through for you. And maybe that's because you stuck with him. Like, who knows? But Cinnabon points out seniority. That probably has something to do with it as well.
I think that's the big thing, too, with Garver, is there is a certain level of respect that Wilson has for Garver. And, it's not like Mitch Garver's just been completely unusable. He's not Dylan Moore. Year, but he's not a guy that I think should be getting at bats ahead of Dom Canzone or JP Crawford at this point, right? Like, when Mitch Garver's in the lineup with your lineup, if your full strength lineup, Mitch Garver should probably hit ninth. He should be the last guy batting in your lineup. I don't care about the second lefty thing. I want him having fewer plate appearances than those guys that they have. Not a good game from him, but thankfully it doesn't matter. You get this sweep, and they needed a sweep so bad, guys. It's been a while since they've pulled something like this off. I think the last sweep they had was on the road. I know that, but I can't remember the last time they swept the team at home. I cannot remember the last time they swept the team at home.
Especially, this 2025 iteration of the Seattle Mariners, they haven't gone on these big runs, right? It's been like win 2, lose 2, win 1, lose 1, and like win a series, you lose a series, whatever. But it's good to see that it seems like they're kind of getting over that. They're starting their kind of run. Hopefully the Naylor injury doesn't necessarily derail that. Because I think a run is necessary if you want to catch the AL West, which I think should be the goal at this point in the year. You're going to need to go on like a 15 of 20 run. You're going to need to do that. So I don't necessarily think that's out of the picture at this point. They've won 6 of their last 7. So good start. Mariners sweep the White Sox.
Just real quick, a couple people bringing up the Tigers. The Tigers was on the road. That was in Comerica. So the last sweep that they had at home was that 3 games against Detroit over the holiday weekend, and 2 of those 1-0 wins, but still counts. So it's been a month.
Yeah, it has. And let's hope they can keep it going. Series against, who is it? They go on the road starting on tomorrow.
No, they've still got 3 home games. It's the Ichiro series. And just
it is. You're right.
Guys, I know we're going long. We always do. Go to those games. Go to those games, man. These are big baseball games, and it's a chance to give thanks to one of the greatest Seattle Mariners to ever play the game. So go to those games. Go enjoy those games against the Rays. And the Rays aren't a great baseball team. This is a series that you absolutely should win. But go enjoy it. I'm telling you how to spend your money.
Yeah, and I even said before the White Sox series, I was happy with 2 out of 3. You get the sweep, go get 2 out of 3 against the Rays, and this is an awesome week. So I think that's a huge kind of opportunity for the Mariners to really establish themselves as a team to beat in the AL. All right, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. 6:40 for start. Yes, it is 6:40 tomorrow. Brian Wu on the mound, I want to say. I should have.
No, it's Castillo, I believe. It's Castillo, then Evans, then Wu for those 3 games.
Okay, sweet. So Luis Castillo, the Rock. Let's get it rolling. Hopefully it ends up kind of working out in the Mariners' favor over the weekend against the Rays. Come in a little bit cold. Mariners kind of on a hot streak. Let's continue those 2 trends in the right direction. Enjoy those games. As Chris said, I couldn't agree more. I think it's a perfect time to go check it out. So we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks for listening to Mariners Postcast. Last word, Chris Crawford.